Hello and welcome to the Amaka Beké Talk Show. Today on Amaka Beké Talk Show, we are introducing a new segment on what I may call the professional touch or the specialist touch. So we're bringing in a professional to discuss very important subjects, beginning with our wonderful, gracious, and very intelligent guests, Counsel, Azubike, Ananaba. And on today, we are titling this segment, The Attorney's Lead. So on the Attorney's Lead, we'll have a legal counsel with Amaka Beké, your amiable host, talking about certain things that we may already know, but maybe not have enough knowledge to guide our decisions, our choices, and our lifestyles. So coming to you from Canada with love on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So we're beginning with criminal justice. First off, Counsel, do you mind saying hi to our guests to our viewers across the globe?
Good evening, viewers. Thank you for coming on board.
And you're very welcome. We so love having you over and over and over again. So let's begin. Counsellor Ananaba, I know you're in legal practice, which includes several areas of law, beginning with criminal law, family law, immigration, civil, corporate, estates, wills and estates, and of course, other general legal services. But for the criminal law, please tell our viewers the three categories of offenses and their consequent punishments.
Okay, thank you, Amaka. Once more, welcome, viewers. In the Canadian criminal law system, there are three categories of criminal law offenses, and the Canadian criminal justice grades categorizes these offenses into what we call summary offenses, indictable offenses, and then the third category is what they call the hybrid offenses.
Hybrid, yes.
Yes. So these categories are also important in the sense that they carry different sentences if one is convicted. Now, if you come to summary offenses, these are lesser offenses, simple offenses. In the United States, they call them misdemeanor.
Wow, misdemeanor, yeah.
Here in Canada, they are summary offenses, and they carry a maximum of 2-year sentence minus a day.
Okay.
So, for example, if you go to your neighbor's house to disturb him or to bang on his door uninvited.
Yeah.
Or if you maybe push somebody on the street, these could be summary offenses, and they are usually dealt with at the Ontario Court of Justice.
Oh.
Not the higher Superior Court.
Not the Superior Court, Ontario Court.
So these are summary offenses.
Yeah.
The second category is what they call indictable offenses. These are serious offenses.
Okay.
These are more serious offenses, and indictable offenses can carry a sentence of up to life imprisonment.
Wow.
They are serious offenses, murder, rape. These are indictable offenses. And then
how about robbery? Is robbery part of indictable offenses?
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes. So these charges, indictable offenses, are tried at the superior court.
Wow.
So in the superior court,
which is a higher court,
which are higher courts, the procedure is also more complex.
Yeah.
In these indictable offenses, the accused person can be tried by a judge alone.
Okay.
He can also elect to be tried by a judge and a jury.
And a jury, yeah.
So now, the third category is the one I say the hybrid offenses.
Hybrid, yeah. Which is otherwise called what in the US system?
So now I don't know about what they are called in the US, but I know that indictable offenses we here are called felonies in the United States.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know because the hybrid offenses here, what they could be indictable offenses, they could also be summary. Okay. For example, if you unjustly assault somebody and then cause grievous bodily harm, I think that could be a summary offense if the Crown elects to go by summary. He could also decide to go by indictment.
Oh.
Yeah. So these are what we call the hybrid offenses. It could go
either way. Oh, I see.
Yeah, but that is where the criminal lawyer who is defending you is very, very important, because if he chooses to, he has to work hard to make sure that the Crown chooses to go by summary. Yeah. Because that will affect the level of punishment you get if convicted.
Convicted, yeah.
And remember that these punishments, these sentences will have ultimate bearing regarding what we call pardon, in case you want to seek pardon.
Okay.
At a later stage, indictable offenses, if it goes by indictment, and that means if it is an indictable offense, you have a longer waiting period. Yeah. In order before you seek for a record suspension. That's what they call it now, instead of pardon.
Oh, record suspension.
But summary offenses, if you are convicted, the waiting period is shorter.
Oh.
So these are the three categories of criminal offenses in Canada.
That is quite,
yes,
quite interesting. But sorry, I'm just taking a quick pause. Viewers, if you're confused about what we call Crown, the Crown is a prosecutor, is the state prosecutor or the federal prosecutor. So that in Canada they are called Crown, and of course, what most call attorneys in the US, in Canada we call them counsels. So when I use counsel for Counsel Ananaba, is the same as saying attorney. So let's continue. You have something to add?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We are the prosecutors are called Crown Counsel.
Crown Counsel.
Simply like when in the United States they call their lawyers attorneys.
Yes.
And different here is different.
It's different.
Just like you said, rightly counsel. But they mean the same thing.
They mean the same thing. In Nigeria, they call them barristers. So.
Barristers and solicitors.
And solicitors, yes.
Yeah. So here, we are also barristers
and solicitors, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Councillor Naba. I have more questions for you in the criminal code. Of course, guys, criminal justice is public law, which means public offenses, which means things that when you are caught doing, it's questionable by law, and you can be charged in the criminal justice / public law system. That's where you hear things like prosecutor, you hear things like summary offenses, you hear things like hybrid, you hear things like indictable offenses.
Indictable,
yes. That's the language of the criminal law. Okay. So what are certain misconceptions surrounding public law and Canadian justice system?
Well, sorry?
What do people get confused about?
Okay, yeah. What they get confused about is that I would think that law is divided into private and public law.
Yes.
Public law is that part of the law that regulates the conduct of the government and the citizens.
Okay.
These are
the conduct of the government and the citizens.
The citizens, just like you mentioned, criminal law.
Yes.
So when you commit a crime, it's not between you and the
person.
And the person. It's between you, it's between you and the government.
And the government.
So that makes criminal law a public law.
Yes.
Another public law is a constitutional law.
Okay.
Another public law is administrative law.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's a very interesting law.
So these are public law, areas of public law.
Yeah.
But private law regulates relations between citizens, individuals.
Yes. Individuals.
For example, law of contract.
Yes.
Labor law.
Yeah.
So when you make a contract, it is between you and the other party.
Yeah.
So that law that regulates is the private law.
Awesome. Could you go a little deeper on, or a little more specific, or more clearer on administrative law and how that is a public under public justice?
Okay, if you understand what administrative law means, administrative law is that part of the law that will regulate the relationship in administrative settings.
Yeah.
For example, if you belong to, like, say, I don't know what they call them, the association. If you are licensed by a board, say the nursing board in Canada,
and
then if there is any problem between you and the board,
yes,
that aspect of the law that regulates this is administrative law.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Assuming you do something bad as a nurse, and they bring you, they want to discipline you.
Yeah.
It is what they do. They have a tribunal.
Yes.
And that is an administrative tribunal.
Yes.
That will try you.
Yes.
And then maybe convict you or not.
Or not. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what administrative law does.
Likewise, and yes, and of course, guys, the tribunal system is like we have over 100 tribunal courts tribunals in Canada.
Yeah, a lot of them. A
lot of them, because
like a body like maybe Immigration and Refugee Board is a tribunal.
It's a tribunal, yes.
Yeah, it's an administrative law area.
Yes. Yeah.
So in that way, it regulates conduct between the government and the individuals.
And the individuals, yes.
Yeah, because when you appear before the Immigration and Refugee Board, it's about you and the government.
Yes.
either you didn't come here in the right way,
Yeah.
and that has to be determined.
Yes, and I
So,
also have to add that for people who work in the public uh, admin system, administrative system, which means working for the government, when they feel poorly treated, they file their grievances through the administration, through the tribunal that is attached to their own
yeah,
work environment. So
that's right.
which means your grievances as well is like, I'm pretty sure that some viewers understand this, but just in case for those who may be put off, law is so vast that you have to know where you stand. You have to know, for instance, if you feel offended of any kind, you have to also know that there are different proceedings and procedures. So that's the procedural system. Because sometimes you might think that
that's why you need a lawyer, though, because
yes, that's why you need a lawyer,
as a
obviously.
layman, you don't know that is the difference between you. Not that the lawyer is some kind of the difference between you and the lawyer. You
Yes.
have lawyer is simply because the law knows where the law is. You don't know. That is just the difference. He knows where to find the law.
Yes.
You don't.
Yes. And that means when you ever feel, if you ever feel, or when you ever feel offended or wrongly treated in any environment, it could be work environment, it could be residential arrangements, it could be anything, that is when, for instance, you need to consult a lawyer. You express your the wrongs that might have been done to you, and then the lawyer knows the route to take to getting you justice. So always stick by the lawyers.
Yeah, but well, I know. I'm sure you're gonna talk about that more.
Of course. So, and now we've come out from the confusion and the misconceptions. When should an offended person seek legal counsel?
Well, it depends really on the type of legal issue that is confronting that individual. But my answer would be to your question would be in almost all cases.
Yes.
In almost all cases, certainly in criminal matters, because there is a tendency. Sorry, there is the consequence. The consequences of a crime could be denial of your liberty.
Justice.
For putting you in jail. So you don't want to mess with that.
Wow.
Also, anytime you are charged with a criminal offense, my suggestion is you get a lawyer.
Yes.
There is, I will say that an individual, a layman is not remarkable for wisdom. If you think you can safely defend yourself without consulting a lawyer, that would be stupid. Now, there are certain cases, certain areas where you may not need a lawyer. It depends on for example, in small claims court. You may not need a lawyer. Yeah, which is not. These are not criminal matters. These are civil matters. Maybe somebody is owing you 20,000, 10,000, and you may appear there. That is okay. You can because the reason is but the higher you go up in the court system, the more it becomes imperative that you engage counsel, because there are places in the court system where you can't just do, because it is too complex. There are different documents to file. complicated document, complex documents to file.
Yes.
Okay, which you can't just as an individual alone do it.
Yes.
So imagine you go to the Superior Court, it is difficult for you to appear there without counsel.
Yes.
You go to the Court of Appeal, it is difficult for you,
yes.
almost impossible to do that.
Yes.
So I would say that in almost all cases, except small claims court, you'll be advised to engage legal counsel.
Yes. Again, that's why also we titled this show The Attorney's Lead. The Attorney's Lead simply means get a lawyer now. Don't wait until maybe it's 2 days to the court and then you're seeking a legal seeking legal counsel. You know, get a lawyer now, have a lawyer friend, have a lawyer who you can call at any given time and ask questions that are relative to whatever dispute you're having or whatever problem you think you might be getting into. And don't think that you have not offended anyone or you cannot do wrong. You know, we all err from time to time. So do the right thing for yourself, because you may be the cause of your own justice denial, or you may be the reason why you end up losing your freedom.
Yes.
And talking about filing complex documents or complex applications in the legal system, especially the Superior Court of Justice, there's also the time limit. There's time for everything. You can miss the timing. If you decide to do it on your own, you may miss the timing. And in missing the timing,
in the courts, there are timelines.
There are timelines.
By timelines, you have to do this by this time, by this time. If you miss it, it becomes a complicated issue. You have to go to court to ask for an extension.
An extension.
And you just don't go there, just ask it. And sometimes when you miss the deadlines, there could be consequences in terms of fine and cost, like we call it.
True, very true. You guys pay attention to that. There can be consequences and fines. You might even be the one who brought the original originating application, but guess what? You get slashed with fines, and the judges end laughing. They're not your friends. Trust me, they're not your friends. Okay. What is the cost of obtaining an initial legal counsel / consultation for criminal matter in Toronto?
The initial consultation. In criminal matters, it depends on the office you approach.
Okay.
Some lawyers can offer you free consultation.
Yeah.
Especially the very young lawyers who are coming up.
Yeah.
Because they are doing everything in order to get clients, to attract clients. They can offer you initial free consultation.
Yeah, pro bono.
Pro bono. Well, let's that one. Yeah, sure. That could be pro bono.
But mind you, guys, it's just initial consultation. That doesn't mean that if you eventually get to retain them, they would, it would be free. It wouldn't be free.
No, so there's some lawyers can give, some offices can give you 1 hour free consultation, 30 minutes free consultation.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where it ends. If you go beyond that, then you have to pay them. Again, too, it depends. The consultation is not uniform. It depends on what the law office wants to charge you.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the big law offices, of course, you have to pay them a lot to consult them. The smaller ones, so it's not a uniform.
It's not a uniform. Yeah.
That is in terms of consultation. We are not talking about a retainer.
Presentation.
When we are not talking about a presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I hope our viewers are loving this because I'm loving it. So, Counsel Ananaba, is there much difference or are there much difference between the Nigerian legal system, American legal system, and Canadian rule of law, and this pertaining public justice?
Right away, I will tell you that all three of them are similar.
Very similar.
They have a lot of similarities, and that is why those of us who were lawyers in Nigeria were able to come
Practice here.
And come here.
Yeah.
If I am a lawyer, if I was a lawyer in China, I wouldn't come here and then
because they are communist system.
There are different systems, and that is also why those you read in Nigeria, you can go to US and then practice.
Yes, practice.
But you only need to requalify.
Yes.
You can't just join. You need to do something. But they are similar systems in that all the three systems are based on what we call the common law system.
Yes.
This common law system is a system that it was developed in the old England.
Yes.
England courts, and it is a system based on judge-made presidents.
Yeah.
The court-made presidents. So these are common law system that we inherited from England.
British England,
of course, you know that the British colonized Nigeria,
and then and Canada, and US.
US to some extent.
Yes.
So this is where the similarity is. But in terms of substantive laws, they are different.
They are different, yes.
The laws are different. For example, the criminal laws in the US must be different from the criminal laws in Nigeria.
Yes.
The criminal laws in Canada are different from the ones in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, apart from that, that's where the difference. But other things, the difference again could be in the court setup.
Okay.
Like here, we have a small claims court, Ontario Court of Justice, Superior Court, the other divisional court, Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
In Nigeria,
justice.
Yeah, in Nigeria, the setup could be different. You have the magistrate court, you have the customary court, you have a federal court, federal high court, court of appeal. So in the US, they have their own too.
Yeah.
These are different things. Again, too, in Canada, lawyers in Nigeria wear wig and gown, right?
Yeah.
In Canada, they wear only gown.
Yeah.
They don't wear the wig.
They don't wear the wig, yeah.
And in the United States, they don't wear anything. They dress in suits.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the similarities. And
the similarities, the visual
similarities. I'm sure there are many, but we need to, so there are many other ones, but these are the ones that come
to mind.
Basically, they are systems based on common law. They are similar. Like if I go to the US court, I will simply understand what they are doing.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the same thinking.
Procedure most of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. By the way, viewers, substantive law means the offences committed.
The substantive law means the law.
The law, yeah.
No, not the system.
Not the system.
Not the system. Okay, those are the substantive law.
Yeah, thank you. So I think we have taken enough of enough questions from the, or rather, we've taken up enough questions from the criminal justice. If you have any other thoughts to add in the criminal legal system.
Well, yeah.
I think we should talk a little bit on the. We should touch a little bit on the traffic law, because that's one public law that I find, or would I say rule that I find people tend to get into trouble quite often, especially as immigrants.
Mm. So, no. Traffic law, these are not crimes. They are offenses, they are traffic violations.
Violations.
And
but
then
they're still within the public law.
Yeah, they are part of
within
it.
The citizen.
Yeah, they are not serious. They are not crimes. They are violations.
Violation.
Or offenses. Yeah, and then the punishment is always a fine.
Okay. But in the case that someone killed somebody.
Well, well, it depends. If you kill somebody.
Yeah.
If you kill somebody, it could depend. It's an accident. Sometimes it's an accident and nothing that happens about it. It's an accident. It's not your fault. But if you are overspeeding and you are reckless on the road, then it turns it into a crime.
Yeah. Or that you are under some kind of influence.
Some kind of influence.
Yeah.
It turns into a crime.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, true.
But if it is an accident, it's an accident.
Yeah.
If it is pure accident, it is pure accident and not your fault.
Yeah, of course. Again, that's why you need the attorney's lead. You have to engage a lawyer. A lawyer has a way of interpreting the law and helping you to gain reasonable justice. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so any other thoughts in the public legal system? Anything?
I think let us talk about this criminal law thing a little bit, especially as regards families.
Okay.
Husband and wife.
Yeah.
People don't know how calling the police will affect their marriage or their relationship
and their lives.
Yes, maybe they did not intend the consequences, but once the police are in, they are in.
Yeah.
So couples have disagreement.
Yeah.
Sometimes push one on each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes when these incidents happen, it's only a matter of hours, and then they are back together.
Yeah.
But if you, I'm not saying, I'm not advocating that if you are in danger, if you are assaulted, you don't call the police. Yeah. No, that's not what I'm saying. But minor disagreements.
Yeah.
Between also because the reason we see it every day.
Yeah.
I have had a situation where my client, a woman,
yeah,
she had an argument,
yeah,
with her husband. Maybe it involved pushing.
Okay.
And then the husband called the police. The reason she called the police was that the woman, according to him, was becoming uncontrollable. He thought the police would come and calm things down.
Oh.
Right? So, but unfortunately, the police came and then arrested the woman.
Okay.
And then put a kind of restraining order that she should not come back to the house.
Wow.
And then this is a woman She never had problems with the man before. And then she has young children.
Children, yeah.
Yeah, and this thing happened during the COVID, at the beginning of COVID. So
Oh,
when she was restrained from going to staying there, she moved into a shelter,
yeah.
and the courts were closed because of the
Oh,
COVID. So there was even no how she can
if you tried and they
yeah,
exonerated.
and then get the
Yeah.
matter out quickly. This thing happened in March. She was there in the shelter until August.
Wow.
She never saw the children. She never saw those, and the youngest of those, the oldest of the children were probably about 12. And the man who called the police made all kinds of efforts,
Oh
but it
no.
was impossible.
No, because the court is shut down.
That's not what he wanted. That's not
Mm.
what he wanted.
Yeah.
And at the time, the woman was outside. She was contemplating filing for divorce. So the point I'm making is that there are unintended consequences in these things. You
Yeah.
don't. That should not be your first uh,
Approach.
first response, calling the police. You have to try, and then, because once they step in, I think sometimes well, they do that because they want to overprotect the women too. But I think sometimes they get it wrong, because some of the things they do would end up breaking the marriage. Okay, so can you imagine when you have to move out of the house, have to find another accommodation, you don't see
Mm.
your children,
Children.
so because of minor. So this is an area because what happens is that I believe some women even take advantage of it, because they know that once the police come, maybe the man will be the person they will pounce upon.
Apparently,
And
maybe that's why the man was the first to call the
yeah,
police
that
because
was,
he didn't
yeah,
want to be
exactly.
screwed over.
Exactly. That was why he was first to call. Yeah, that was why he was first to call. So
That is
yeah,
not
that's an
funny.
area.
Mm.
That's an area we need to be very, very careful, because where we come from is not usually that way.
But another thing I find, which is, I think, is the main cause for all this alarm, is the fact that, correct me if I'm wrong, that a lot of people get into marriages without building the relationship to be solid. In other words, from our culture, for instance, Nigerians, Africans, most people got married for cohabitation, survival, comfort. There isn't love, there isn't understanding, there isn't mutual respect, there isn't knowledge of this individual, like concrete knowledge, knowing what their weaknesses are, their strengths are, how they may react to certain situation. And some people, unfortunately, too, didn't quite have the opportunity to spend a lot of time together before they moved in. In other words, some men would have gone to Africa, pick a wife and bring her to Canada. It could be US, it could be UK, anywhere abroad, it could be Europe. And then they bring this woman, and living with the woman would have been the first experience of them being in that close circuit together, trying to understand each other. And then, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, they are not compatible. And when you're not compatible, I think the little maybe misunderstanding that could have been resolved over a dialogue, there becomes an altercation. There becomes the combating, and then the violence. Because when people get angry, they become intensely angry. As opposed to if you've known this person, learned this person, or even committed willingly, open-heartedly committed to making things work, certain things that would be happening would never even have the opportunity to happen to both of you, you know, because I don't know, I think back home people, I mean, I won't say back home because here is home for me, but in Africa, a lot of people understand marriages because when people get into marriage, they're both families come on board to support in any way possible. Communication is there, personal human resources is there, you know. The woman is pregnant and she's having difficulty or hormonal changes or what have you. The mom is there present to help, or the mom, you know, invites her to come home where she'll be looked after. Or she has siblings, or she has cousins, or she has aunties. There are people around you, even neighbors, who will step in to help, to support. Thereby, there won't be that much reliance on the other party that might begin to eat that party up or eat both of you up. So the fact that there is not much support, I think couples have to understand that we don't care how you guys got together. What we care is you are now together, make this work. Respect each other, you know, support each other, care for each other. If this happens in relationships, if couples compete compete in caring for each other, loving each other unconditionally, supporting each other, and caring about, did I say care? How many times? You know, respecting each other and also understanding boundaries, you know, understanding affection, you know, understanding communication. I don't think that little arguments or disagreements will get out of hand to the point of fighting or pushing each other or, you know, inviting the police and everything going down the drain from then on.
Well, yeah, that is part of it. Another big part. Well, I like you. I love this discussion. This is not law now. We are now stepping into the area of Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Phil. So yeah, but this is not law. But another
recognition.
that is one part of it. Another part of it is this is also the fact that in Nigeria, where we come from, that economic dependency, the woman depending on the man, is also a big factor. Just like you pointed out, where they stay together.
Yeah.
The woman has not much choice because if she branches out, she will die of hunger. If she branches out, she will lose her car. If she branches out, she will lose her big man. Yeah, she will lose her big madam status.
Yeah.
So she stays where she is. But here, the government is also to blame because you find, the government is also to blame here because I believe that government gives some women, single women, so much incentive that they think it is unnecessary to
marriage.
Because it's economically it is not benefiting for you to be married, because if you're alone you have more.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
Another perspective that you're coming
of course, if you are married, you should know that some especially some in the immigrant community, there are women who have just established themselves as a factory whereby the amount of benefit they get from the government, I mean, they wouldn't wanna stick.
Ruin that,
they wanna ruin that by. Of course, you know that there are many people. Couple who are even husband and wife, but officially they say they are not husband and wife.
Right.
Yeah, in the books of the government, they are not.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? Because of the economic benefit that comes with it.
Yeah.
So I believe that the government, in a way, also in certain way, in so many, even though the idea will not is not to break families, but
Mm.
these are unintended consequences
Yeah.
of the actions of the government.
That is sad though. That is sad. Yeah, because in the civil countries, or sorry, civilized countries, everyone is an individual. It's not like for instance, the family law of Nigeria does not recognize the woman as an individual. I don't think yet. When the woman is married with the man, she belongs to the man. So the man is the person, while the woman is more of the material that is owned by the man, as opposed to in this environment where everyone is an individual.
Yeah, so
Yes.
just to help you again too, on the I talked about the economic dependence of men, women on men, but
Women.
here also women can afford to stay alone
Yeah.
without being dependent on the man. They can make, in fact, in most cases, they even make more money than their husbands.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you make
Depending on
more
the
money,
job. Yeah.
yeah, most women,
Men have been
they
known
make,
to do jobs to
yeah,
maintain a job. Like,
yeah, they make, yeah, because women, for some reason, the kind of jobs they do here,
yeah,
the men don't do it.
the men don't do it. True. And there are some jobs that are just female environments. It's
That's right. So they
all
make
women
the,
doing
and
it.
they, and they and they make more money
Yeah.
than the men, so they can afford to stay alone. And then when that happens, the consequences when the woman
Yeah.
is making more money than the man. Of course, yeah.
I may not
So
know,
okay, if
but but
you
but
don't
you
know,
see,
yeah, you can
yeah.
ask questions if you don't
But
know.
but the funny, but it brings back to what I feel like that's the cause, because if I mean the cause and effect in essence, if there was love, if there was that solid, respect, mutual defined respect between the couple, I don't think much money would tear that apart.
Well, yeah, we are those are in very area instances where you find what you are saying.
Yeah,
Again, too, that also goes back to the point you made about you go marry, there's no love. See, that it happens a lot. My elder brother in the US, he was telling me about one of our cousins who has problem with his wife.
yeah.
The man married a nurse from Nigeria. So my brother was saying, okay, now because when he wanted to marry, he went to Nigeria and told them that he wanted to marry a nurse, and now he married a nurse and not a wife. Now,
Right.
so what you have is a nurse, not a wife, because that's what
Yeah.
you went to Nigeria and told them that's what you want. And you got a
Specifically.
nurse, and she came to US, became a nurse, and she's behaving like a nurse. She can behave like a wife because that's not what you wanted in the first place.
Wow. But the truth is, another problem is, when will men ever learn?
Well, they are there. They are
They,
there.
they like to learn with their own, experience, their own personal pain.
The truth too is that every man, especially in this part of the world, like we talked about, one income is not enough.
Yeah.
Everybody wants somebody who would help, and in the process, because of that, they get the marriage wrong. But
Yes.
the truth about it is that there is no formula, one formula for marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah, so anybody who tells you there's a formula, the only formula is probably in certain cases you have to tolerate a lot.
Yeah.
And so that is one formula that is constant. But apart from that particular, for example, my uncle used to. There was he gave us a story about a story or parable. He said a young man wanted to marry.
Yeah.
And then he went to his father and told the man, Father, I found a wife I want to marry. Can you please, I want you to accompany me there so that we'll talk to the parents. The father ignored him. He didn't even say a word.
Okay.
So after some time, about a month, he went back to the father again and then made the same request. The man did not even talk to him.
Hmm.
He did that a third time, the man ignored him completely. And then the fourth time, he went to his father and then begged him and said, I don't know what I did to you. That all these things I've been telling you, I am very sorry if there is anything I did to you, please.
Yeah.
Because if I go there alone, it will be a problem. Okay, the matter, I said now that it is now that he now knows that he is mature enough to marry. Because for you to qualify and be mature to marry, you have to apologize for things you did wrong and the ones
you did not do.
That is, that is a woman for you. That is how you live with a woman. That's how you can live with a woman. Otherwise, it won't work.
It won't work. Wow. Wow. And I find also that the reasons why, one of the reasons why marriages tend to last in the African environment is the fact that families step in. Families, they come in time and they speak to the both parties,
Sometimes that helps. Sometimes that helps. I think that sometimes it helps. But I think that the big factor is the societal stigma for a woman who has left her husband.
Marriage.
It's not a very good
look.
Very good thing to walk about with.
Yeah.
And then just like we say in our place, I don't know about they say
Yeah.
Yeah, the dignity of
the pride of a
woman is marriage, a husband.
Yeah.
And that is true.
But I think it still stays where the man takes pride to be the man and does things, because I was born in Kano State, right? In Sabongeri, Kano. In Sabongeri, where I was born and I grew up my elementary school days, I've seen men take pride in being great husbands, great fathers. They may not so much be great husbands, but they're usually great fathers, great family men. And what I mean by that is that they treat their wives, their children, their family with utmost respect, value, and honor. In other words, they celebrate their manness. They celebrate that thing that, like, they hold the family down. Rarely do you see women walking. Well, I won't say rarely, but not so many women, especially from the eastern region who lived in Kano State in the times, walked. The only times you see a woman walking to support the home is when the man's income is not sufficient. Other than that, women took pride in staying home and raising their family, while the men took pride in going out there, winning it and bringing it home. So I think it's a balanced, supportive system where the woman takes pride in being the lady of the home and takes care of the home, where the man also takes pride in being the man. But when things have started changing and it's like we are having a major culture shift, the men, when they have money, they rather do something else. Sometimes they don't even tell the women, their wives, what's going on financially. The wives only know something is going on when they are down financially. You know, that's not a good thing. And the truth is, treat everyone the way you want to be treated. Simple as that. I've seen men who respect other women, people's wives, more than they respect their own wives. That is someone else's wife. You give her so much respect. You hold the door for her. You greet her so well. You respect her. You do anything you could possibly do to support her in any way visible or imaginable. But you don't do that with your wife, and your wife might even be, beside you right by there watching. And how do you think that makes her feel? What do you think you're going to get when you get home? She may not blow up on you right in the public, but you get home, she's going to fuss at you. And sometimes the woman might be fussing, the man just walks out on her, doesn't apologize, like you rightly said about the wise man. He doesn't even take responsibility for his actions. And I mean, there are so many things. Women also, they're crying. They also have their own, requests of men and disappointments. When will men hear their cry? When will women hear the cry of the men?
Well,
Men too should stop speaking.
that is true, but to some extent, because this area you're going now, see, I am one of the people who would think that when the women regard themselves as the ones who are being oppressed by men, it is not true. It is the men who are in trouble in the hands of women. I can tell you this today. You know what? Let me tell you something. Because I don't when this idea that women are under, they are always. I don't know how you guys express it. It's not true. The men are the people who are actually, because for example, Amaka, I'll tell you what, if you just like you said, the men go to work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the woman is in charge of the home front.
Yeah.
You cannot, even though, like for example, in marriage, in family relationship, like in where we come from in Nigeria, when a marriage breaks, they will want the woman cannot lay claim to anything they have.
Okay.
And then the men would think that, why would she? Yeah, she was after I was the person working.
Yeah.
They didn't contribute anything.
Yeah.
She didn't contribute anything to the property, but that is actually untrue.
It's not true. Yeah. I was going to come
It's
to that. I was
untrue.
going to say, I don't believe that.
It's quite untrue.
Yeah.
I can tell you that the contribution they make cannot be quantified.
True.
In terms of naira, even if they stay home and not going to work.
Yeah.
Right. Because that is why here, what happens is that they want to equalize this property.
Okay.
And they talk about 50-50. They don't ask you whether the woman contributed to your building the house. Now, the simple reasoning is this. If you have 5 children,
yeah,
if you go to work, if
yeah,
you stay at home, you cannot become a managing director of that company. Assuming
absolutely.
you have to stay at home taking care of those children.
Children, because they require that care.
Yeah. So it was because the woman was taking care of them. That's why you become.
You were able to rise. Yes.
That's why you climb to that point.
Yes.
So I can then also the doing what she was doing at home also deprived her
Yeah.
the opportunity
of doing her own thing.
How to pursue her own
career.
career to that point.
Yeah.
So they contribute quite a lot.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, they wouldn't think they contribute anything.
Oh.
So if you are tired of marrying your wife, you put her stuff in the trunk of your car, and then you can tell her that you are going to visit your parents.
I don't know what gives people that audacity or even the thought of it. You know, that, oh, you know, I could kick you out of this home, and the women are fidgeting that the man will kick them. I'm like, are you serious? The man threatens me one day, I'm going to pack my things and leave. You know, the day you threaten, that's the day I pack my things and I leave. And I leave because why? You came to my family to marry me. You know, if you miss me, you should come back to bring me. You can't threaten me with the home that you and I made a home together. You know, it wasn't a home until I came. It was a house.
Understand it that way.
I know they don't understand it. That's why we are saying it here. You know, a man, ladies, women, wives, especially in African environment, don't ever allow your husband threaten you about kicking you out more than once. He says it the first day he says it, make sure you pack your things and leave that house that minute.
Well, easier said than done.
Well, of course, some people might hear me and
saying, what you are saying is easier said than done. Let me tell you something. The truth about it is this. Amaka, even if you want to go back to your parents, they won't allow you to come back.
Well, they should leave me out now. I sleep out. I go to my friends.
Who is your friend? Whose friend? Which friend would accept you? See, let me tell you. No, let me have. Well, you may have friends that may accept you, but what of the vast majority of women out there? Who do they have? Now, if you, I assume now you wanna. You leave your husband, and you wanna remember your mother and your father may have died. And there is nobody in your family
household. Yeah.
The only people you have there is your brother, who is married to another woman who may not even want to see you.
So well, they have to deal with me for the night.
So where are you gonna go?
I probably go to the hotel then. If I don't have, if it's that bad.
For how long?
It doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is this. The man wouldn't even let you stay for longer than a night, because that was the first time he said it. And he probably said it to test your reaction, right?
Well,
you leave. The next minute is going to come
what you are thinking is dangerous, because you don't even know how his mind is operating. You may go ahead, they will forget you. So don't even try that.
Well, I don't think he'll forget me for long. He might forget me for the day. He might forget me for the week. Maybe the month. Maybe the year. But he will definitely someday wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night and think, what did I get myself into? Where is my wife?
Assuming there are some. So remember, when you're doing this thing, there's somebody somewhere.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. The truth is, the person already exists. What difference does it make if I stayed in or I left? The person already is there. You know what I mean? For the man to say that,
I will advise women not to take that risk.
Because you're a man, I will advise them to do it. It's a risk, all right? But let them show the man that you only threatened me once, and once you said it, I'm going to use it and I'm going to leave. And if you need me, just like you needed me before we became a family, you come get me.
Well, assuming there's no fallback, because some of them, that's what happens. So I don't think.
It's a sad reality if there's no fallback. You know, but it's a sad reality if there's no fallback, but I would still encourage women nevertheless. You know, fallback or no fallback, find a shelter, find a hotel, find a church, find a mosque, find a community leader, find somebody. You can't, I mean, you're not a loner. You're not a loner. At the most, you go to the police station.
Some are. Most people are. And most people don't have where to go. They don't have where to go.
To the police station, say, my husband threatened me. And you know the police is very good. That's where you know police is your friend. Police will call the man and say, how dare you threaten that woman? Do you know?
Can we move on?
Oh my, thank you so much, Counselor Ananaba. And once again is our attorney's lead. I hope you come back again. And of course, we would have taken a little bit of questions under the family law system today, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. So we are going to pause that until the next show, and stick around for that show. We are talking about family the next, and then civil, and then immigration. And of course, we might go a little bit into corporates and wills and estates. You have any questions, send us a DM and we'll connect you with the attorney himself, and you go on from there. I hope you've learned a little bit, and I hope you had fun with us just as much as we have with you. Once again, thanks for stopping by. The Amaka Beké Talk Show is our new segment, The Attorney's Lead, talking to the professional in the field and giving us tips and tricks on how to navigate the legal system. If you have any questions or you need contact information, please reach out to us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Love you from Ontario. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your household. Shalom.